Hi, so my name is Dr. Alan Curley, and I'm here today to try and help you to drive yourself back to quitting smoking again. Drive your motivation back to being able to quit smoking this time. I'm doing it in conjunction with the Belfast Health and Social Care Trust. So, why is this? Well, what we find is people have tried to quit smoking in the past. You may have tried to quit in the past. You may have said, Alan, I've not done too well. Never managed it. And I'm just getting fed up. I just feel I've got no energy left to try it. So in this presentation, we're going to try and show you how you can get your drive back, drive your motivation back to quitting this time. You can try with the Belfast Trust in March, the campaign's in March and in October, and all aim to get you off cigarettes for at least 28 days, because we know you're 5 times more likely to quit for good if we can get you quitting in 28 days. The people say, look, it is so difficult. Why is it so difficult for me to beat the cigarettes when I've maybe beat other addictions? Well, one of the reasons it's difficult with the cigarette, and you do need good support, is that, first of all, when you think you're smoking, there's a physical dependence. You've had nicotine for 10, 20, 30 years every day. So your body and your brain have got used to the nicotine. So if you try and quit without using any stop smoking medications, then what happens is it's like going from nicotine every day to no nicotine. And suddenly your body and your brain, it's just too overwhelming, it's too much. And that's why you found it difficult to keep quitting in the past. And what do you think, did that happen to me? Did it just get too uncomfortable physically? But also, nicotine and smoking, there's a psychological dependence, because when you think about it, every time you've been stressed, you thought, I'm going to have a cigarette. Get stressed, have a cigarette. So now when you try and quit smoking, if anything causes you a little bit of stress, what have you done? Usually people have then, the stress has overwhelmed them and have went back to the cigarette. So again, you need support around kind of stress management techniques. So what are you going to do this time if you're quitting smoking and you get stressed? Well, the Belfast Trust could help you with stress management techniques, ways of dealing with the stress psychology. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, that idea that we can drive our minds to being more relaxed and calm and motivated and not get stressed like you've done in the past. And finally, smoking is very much hand to mouth and loads of routine. So you've smoked 10, 20 cigarettes every day for 10, 20, 30 years. You've got all your routines at breakfast, after a cup of tea, after lunchtime, after Coronation Street, whatever it is, you've used a cigarette. And so again, when you stop smoking, it feels like your hands and your mouth got nothing to do. And people then worry about, I'm getting bored. What happens if I'm bored? I smoke when I'm bored. So again, good support would make sure that you are going to get top tips from the Belfast Trust on new things you can fit into routines that are going to help you to actually find it easier to come up with new routines that will keep you off the cigarettes. So when you think of the psychological dependence, that idea when people get stressed before, people obviously say to me, Alan, the reason I didn't manage it before, the reason I went back to cigarettes was I get stressed, anxious, or I get a bit depressed because I didn't my cigarettes. And that's what they call your sad gears of your mind. So the gears get, the mind's got 6 gears in it, just like a car. These gears do different things. And there's 3 that lead to what we call sad mindset. SAD stands for S for stress, A for anxiety, or D for depression. And I want you to ask yourself, is that what happened the last time you quit smoking? You either overwhelmed with stress, you get too anxious, or you got a bit down, a bit depressed, and that's when you're back on. And when you think about it, there's 3 ways that we can get ourselves sad, stressed, anxious, or depressed. The first one is thinking about negatives from our past. So when you think about people quitting before, as soon as they try and quit, they start reminding themselves all the failures, all the times they've not done it. If you've done that before, you start reminding yourself of, I've not managed it before. Oh, it was so difficult before. I've tried other things and never managed it. And you go into the past negatives, and that gets you stressed, anxious, or depressed, and you're back on the cigarettes. Or when you try to quit, you start to focus on all the present negatives. Oh, I wish I had my cigarettes here. I'm missing my cigarettes. They were so good. Oh, I've just met somebody today and they've told me that they're ill even though they stopped smoking. And before you know it, you're telling us all these present negative thoughts. that are causing you stress, anxiety, or depression. Or finally, the classic one is, as soon as people try and quit, they go into the future negatives. They start thinking, oh, I'm going to put weight on. I know somebody that put weight on. Oh, I know somebody that quit smoking and then was diagnosed years later with a respiratory illness. And because you went into all these future negatives, or present negatives, or past negatives, you cause what they call sad thinking. Thinking that causes stress, anxiety, or depression. I want you to think, is that what you did the last time you got yourself so stressed, so depressed, or so down, because you focused on all these negatives from either the past, the present, or the future? But there is an easier way, a method that helps you what they call calm mindsets. Calm mindsets don't get stressed, anxious, depressed. They're positive because they keep focusing more of their time, more of their thinking on past positives. So why not tell yourself about the times in the past when maybe you quit for a day or an hour, or any little cravings that you managed to beat and not have the cigarette? Have you ever been hours without the cigarette? Have you been to places like libraries and events where you just didn't smoke and you managed it for 5 or 6 hours? So remind all the past positives. Is there anything else you've achieved? Have you stopped eating chocolate? Have you stopped drinking alcohol? Have you managed to run a 5K? What are the past positives you've achieved? And let's keep focused on them to keep the calm mindset. Calm stands for, it gives you confidence, or it gives you ambition to know you can do it, or it gives you motivation to keep going no matter what, you know you can keep going. So calm mindsets give you confidence, or they give you ambition to know you can do it, or they give you the motivation to keep going no matter what. Or you can think of present positives to keep a calm mindset. So think about all the little victories you're having today, all the cigarettes you've not smoked today, all the health benefits you get, because we know that within 1 hour of quitting smoking, you're already getting health benefits. Carbon monoxide is coming out your lungs. And if you do the CO score, the carbon monoxide score with the Belfast Trust, you can see that changing very quickly. Blood pressure changes quickly. Heart rate changes quickly. Your chances of getting healthy and healthy increase with every hour, which is fantastic. Or if you're not thinking about present positives, think of the future positives. They reckon a 20-day smoker is now spending £4,000 on average, £4,000 a year. So why not keep thinking about what you're going to spend £4,000 on, what you're going to do with £4,000. Think of the things that you would like to buy, like to add into your life if you had that extra money, that £4,000 every year now for the rest of your life. So if you keep focused, and there's techniques for doing that, keep focused on what they call a calm mindset, positives that make you confident and more ambitious, knowing you can do this, or motivation to keep going no matter what. And that's what you'll get. That's the type of support you'll get with the Belfast Trust. So when you think about it, they do 2 main campaigns every year. They've got the Quit for 28 Days, and you're 5 times more likely to quit smoking. And there's a real opportunity to do that in March, and then again in October if you want. That's the 2 big campaigns, but you can quit any time of the year. We've got workplace groups, workplace support. In the middle here, you see Caroline and Fiona. They're the Stop Smoking midwives who help pregnant women and their partners quit. Because when that young baby is there, it's developing. We can do the CO score. The child, you can maybe see that on the screen. We know it's such an important time for mum to be as healthy as possible, for baby to be as healthy, and partners to become as healthy. And it's a great motivating time to make changes to you and your children's future. You get the CO score. But we've also got Stop Smoking specialists that can help you as well. We have referrals. You can go to the GP, go to the pharmacy, or at the end of this presentation, I'll show you contact details for the Belfast Trust Stop Smoking Specialist Service, who've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of people quit smoking. And they can help you by showing you how to keep that calm mindset and great support that keeps you calm rather than get you sad, stressed, anxious, or depressed. In terms of other resources that they'll be able to refer you to, well, first of all, there's Minding Your Head, because we know that 1 in 4 people in Northern Ireland, in Belfast, have experienced mental health difficulties at some point in their life. We've got Flow, which is a free texting service. So that's send you text messages, send you updates, text to try and keep you going, keep you inspired. We've got the Be Well, which is a health and wellbeing site for the Belfast Trust staff. And actually, on there now is a technique which is called Stop Smoking Mindfulness. It's a mindfulness technique that I've come up with myself. And it's now used, it's 1 or 2 minutes long, but it's really useful for helping people stop smoking. It's helped hundreds of people stop smoking because it mixes mindfulness with a great stop smoking technique. So it's worth checking out on that Be Well site. If you're a staff member also of the Belfast Trust, you've got the Occupational Staff Helpline. So if you've got any issues around your health and wellbeing at work, you can contact them on 028 9615 7222. Take 5 or just 5 simple steps of wellbeing that, again, you can be supported with if you get support from Belfast Trust. Lifeline is the excellent crisis counselling service, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 0808 808 8000. So for any time if you felt you're just getting overwhelmed, you're having a moment, you're stopping smoking, there's a really good helpline just to be able to talk, vent out whatever's getting you to that time. And finally, there's a Facebook page, the Belfast Trust Stop Smoking Facebook page, which you see here, which is facebook.com/group/BHSCT Stop Smoking. And that's great for seeing other people, reading about other people's journeys, how they're getting on, connecting to other people that are trying to do what you're trying to do and understand what you're going through and who've got great tips, what's worked for them. And it's a great community to be part of if you want to make it easier and make you stick to your calm mindset, the one that keeps your confidence, your ambition, your motivation going, rather than go back to the negatives that you've maybe done in the past yourself, which get you stressed, anxious, depressed, and usually send you back to smoking. So, if you want to make it easier, if you want to try and quit smoking with a calm mindset this time, rather than the sad mindset, if you want support to help you through the physical dependence to get stop smoking reduced, help you through the psychological dependence, get stress management techniques and ways to keep a calm mindset, and if you want help with routines, top 10 tips on how to change your routines to make it easier to quit smoking, and contact the Belfast Trust Stop Smoking Service. It's very easy. Phone them on 0289 504 6714 or email stopsmoking@belfasttrust.hscni.net or go to the website www.stopsmokingni.net. My name has been Dr. Alan. Wish you all the best this time when you go to quit smoking with the Belfast Trust. Get all that support so that you can go from when you previously had sad mindsets that caused you stress, anxiety, depression, to get support to staying calm, having a calm mindset where you're focused on the positives, the past, the present, and all the future benefits to stopping smoking. Thank you and best of luck.